I'm already. This is the beef between Kyrie Irving and James Harden, and I ain't gonna lie. This is the most savage story I've read. This is from a Brooklyn Nets executive. All right, that's Kyrie beat James Harden one-on-one almost every day in practice, and Kyrie was barely even in basketball shape. It demoralized Harden. Things reached a breaking point when Kyrie called Harden washed after completely locking him up in one scrimmage. An assistant had to break up the two as tempers flared, and the relationship spiraled downhill from there, right? So pretty much those don't know, Kyrie wasn't with the team because he wouldn't get the vaccine. There's a New York mandate where you couldn't play without getting the vaccine at home games. So they's like, we don't want a part-time player. So once the Nets roster like got diminished, they're like, okay, we need Kyrie now. So they brought Kyrie in, and that's probably when it started. So I understand that being a little demoralizing, but when he called him washed, if that's true, that's the funniest shit, because that's the most Kobe story I've ever heard from another player. Because that's some shit you hear from Kobe. Like, when you hear people tell stories about Kobe, that's some Kobe shit, like just talking
when
shit.
When
like
he told Smith Parker, don't talk to me if you don't have more rings than me.
Yeah.
Like, what, nigga?
So they said from then on, James Harden sort of, like Steve Nash, from James Harden's point of view, he would be like, Steve Nash would be afraid to say something to Kyrie, but he will always say something to James Harden. So after a while, he just got tired of it. It was like, yo, I can't do this shit anymore. And I understand this point because he came to Brooklyn to win a championship. Kevin Durant out injury. You got to do Kyrie's playing half the games. I think I saw a number. James Harden almost has played as many games as them, and he's been with the team for less time. So I can see him like, bro, I came here to win. I got to deal with this shit. But as a fan perspective, when he said this shit as they don't hold Kyrie accountable on the court, but they hold James Harden accountable on the court, that sort of bothered me because James Harden still does the shit where he tries to get fouled every play. So he'll drive to the basket, try to get fouled, and just lose the ball and just stand there, and it'll be a turnover. Or he'll throw up a dumb shot trying to get fouled and it'll be a wasted shot. And it's like, bro, Kyrie, yeah, he takes some tough shots, but he also makes those tough shots. So there's a difference in what you're saying. Oh, Kyrie took a bad shot. Yeah, he makes it sometimes. You just did a stupid ass turnover. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. No, I'm gonna go deeper in this shit. So in the playoffs, when he was with Thunder, where did he go? He disappeared in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, in the finals. Yeah, in the finals he disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared. All right, back to the with the Rockets.
Yeah.
What happened when he was in the playoffs around there?
He had some awful games. He had some god awful games.
All right, cool. Did he even get close to where he needed to be for championship?
No, they did. They took the Warriors to 7 games, but then he didn't show up in game 7.
All right, cool. Now follow that man, Kyrie's career. Came right after LeBron left. Like,
he was an all-star. They didn't win, but he was an all-star and stuff.
Yeah, he had to hold that team together. And so I mean, my thing is Kyrie had to prove himself way harder than James Harden had to.
Yeah, and then the shot that when they beat the Warriors in 2016.
Yeah.
Ever since he made that shot, it's just Kyrie makes those shots. Like he makes those shots.
Yeah, he had to come in with the bigger chip on the shoulder and with like, yo, like, I thought I was gonna have one of the greatest basketball players on my team. You know what I'm saying? But a nigga left. So like, I gotta do this by myself. Okay.
But yeah, but it's just like the beef. I really feel James Harden, but at the same time, bro, you can't be like he called me washed, and now y'all be like, oh, they picking on me. They don't want to talk about like Kyrie's mistakes. They talking about you. It's like, dude, you making stupid ass mistakes, bro. You making stupid, like, stop trying to get fouled every play. Play basketball. So
and the media was focused on Kyrie for like 8 months.
I know. So the media shits on Kyrie all the time. James Harden saying, Steve Nash told me I gotta take better shots. Take better shots then. Like, damn.
What?
Like, bro. It's just like, bro, it's frustrating. That was the frustrating part. But the trade, actually, I think they just swapped. They actually, I felt the Nets, as a Nets fan, I felt we were pressured to win this year. Now with that trade, I'm like, oh, we got Ben Simmons for like 4 years, Kevin Durant for like 4 years. We hoping the New York mandate's gonna be lifted so then Kyrie can actually play. Like, so now even if we don't win this year, we good. Philly has to win this year. because I think if James Harden signs his max extension after the next season, when he's 38, they're gonna owe him like 60-something million. No one's trying to pay that shit. He looked like he's getting out of shape now. So I'm hyped as a Nets fan for that trade. But that Kyrie Harden that's the funniest shit. And I'm so hyped they in the same division because that's gonna be a rivalry. Simmons going back to Philly. He gonna get booed. Kyrie versus Harden. Bro, that's gonna be crazy.
I just want to say this. I told you so, nigga. I forgot to mention that. I told you so. They want to work together. During the first year.
Wait. No. See, hold on. People say that shit. That's what pissed me off. When they actually were on the floor together, they worked. They were like one of the greatest things we've ever seen on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just couldn't because of injuries and then the vaccine mandate. So they worked.
Kyrie kept busting that nigga ass in practice.
But they worked. They worked together. They just never got to play together. They never got to play together. They worked together. What's not working together is the Lakers right now because they're all playing and they're trash. That's not working. When the Nets actually were all together, that shit is like, oh my God, this is great.